Oh man, guys, I just got mega triggered, I guess. Just can't stop thinking about it. But yeah, watch this video of this farmer out in England somewhere. I don't know, judging by his accent, probably northern England somewhere. And it was just all about, talking about the alternative fertilizer products, in this fertilizer crisis brought on by our lovely government here in the U.S. And it was just so agonizing to watch, because it was just like, well, there's these slurry microbes you can put in. Everyone's a dairy farmer over there, it seems like. But what do they do? Even if you can get them to work, it's months down the line and barely recoup the cost. And, oh, well, biostimulants like seaweed, oh, well, they only really work if there's nutrients there in the first place that you have to apply. And they talked about green lightning, and, I kind of agree with them on that one. It's seems to have very less than ideal results for a lot of people. But it's just, farmers are so brainwashed by ag school, by all the, big chemical companies, and all the salespeople and infrastructure goes around with that. I mean, the thing I keep thinking about is, like, everything's a carnivore, Everything eats bacteria. This whole idea that the only way to make plants grow is with nitrogen fertilizer and phosphorus fertilizer and potassium fertilizer and maybe a little micronutrient fertilizer in the right form. How do you think stuff survive? How did these big trees grow? Was it from the right applied fertilizers? No, you dingus. Everything eats bacteria. Everything's a carnivore. The plants are used to eating bacteria, which have all of these minerals in very complex, easy to use, functional forms. These trees partner with fungi that also eat bacteria and bring the corpses to the trees to eat, or break it down into more useful things, amino acids, whatever. What do cows eat? They eat vegetables, and the bacteria in their gut eats the vegetables, and they eat the frickin' bacteria. Everything's a carnivore eating bacteria, and yet us humans have figured out how to feed plants frickin' water-soluble electrolyte mineral nutrition, and it is so god-awfully bad for them, but they grow huge, and they taste like nothing, and they have no nutritional value. But look, there's this big fucking plant that, I created, and it's just such like a instant gratification, caveman-like thing where it's just like, oh, plant grow. Well, we're smarter than that now, Yes, plant grow. It incredibly inefficient. And it's just because we have the power to make a whole bunch of this stuff and dump it on the field in ginormous quantities. Plants don't need that much, nitrate, nitrogen, and, phosphates and all that stuff. If they get it in biological bacterial form that's already assembled into amino acids and stuff like that. Or the bacteria are hard at work forming complex compounds, organic compounds for the plants to eat, doing all the work to assemble these things so the plants don't have to. You need to look at agriculture in terms of fostering that biology that the plants want to naturally eat on. Yes, it's such like a, oh my god, it takes some time. it takes some figuring out. You know, it takes some actual changes in your farming practices to do. And it's just so enraging to see these guys that are just so stuck in conventional agriculture just sit there and just be like, ha ha, you can't do that. You need nitrogen, and you know, just like, oh my god, dude, like, you just completely missing the point. Like, sure, you know, doing things like turning your manure from this like toxic leachable nutrient quagmire into like a biological functional compost, or I guess with, you know, slurry inoculants you can maybe do somewhat of the same thing. It takes time, it takes some knowledge. But if you can sit down and make your YouTube video in your like little office studio, you can figure out how to farm biologically, and it's gonna take some changes, like a lot of changes, you know, and some of them